Hello and welcome back to the Masters of Puchov story. We've got a few more players in and let's see how far we can get in the Conference League. We have some tough games ahead. So some new signings to tell you about then. We've got that right back in, Karabatic from the league below. He came in for 55 grand in the end, but there's some clauses that might see that rise, but they're not very likely to happen. Rahim Ibrahim, the centre-back, I'm going to play him as. He can play as a centre defensive midfielder or in midfield as well. Herbert Guarassi comes in. He is not better than Sifnios, so I think we're going to send him back to Nantes when we can do. He came in on the 19th, so he's got another 2 weeks before we can send him back. And then we'll try and find a better replacement for him as a starting striker up front. Marian Petras has come in from Norwich, a Slovakian player who come through their new system, is now playing in the Slovakian leagues. He played 2 times in the Championship. He started 2 times in the Championship last season for them. Peter Ballis, a right-back option who's going to sit on the bench, 18-year-old. He's on loan from Trenčín. He's been playing in the league below last season. Filip Lesniak, he is a new ball-wing midfielder in the middle of the park. He was at Žilina. I said I was going to try and get him at the end of the last episode. He came, well, it looks like he was bought by Tottenham at a young age, never made an appearance for them. Oh, he made one appearance in 2016-17, and then he's been at Denmark and Poland and then Slovakia nowadays. Another Welsh player following in the footsteps of Evans, Ryan Broom, following in our Welsh footsteps. He's come in from Fleetwood on a free. He's been playing in the Championship for Fleetwood, who look like a fairly well-established Championship team in this universe. Abergavenny sadly relegated to the 3rd tier of Wales, so they won't be getting to the Premier League anytime soon. So it wasn't me who was the problem. We've also gone on a bit further than I said we were going to. We lost to Slovan Bratislava in the league in a game that reflected the cup final somewhat. They got a penalty. They got another one of their famous penalties to win the game 3-2 in the end. Obviously these referees are a bit bought off in Slovakia. The 2 games against the Estonian team, Levadia, were far too easy, so I thought we'd just skip over to the next round. And we lost in the league against Kosice 1-0, even though we dominated the game. So we haven't got a point in the league this season with 2 games gone, but our European adventure is affecting our player fitness, so that might be the reason why. Today we'll be playing the Portuguese side Estrela da Amadora, who are quite sad apparently, but they'll be happy after they play us, I reckon. Last season they finished 5th in the top Portuguese league, 1 above Boavista, 1 below Sporting, so I'd imagine they're quite good. Their top player is earning £48,000, so I don't think we're going to win this one. Tragically, Degana has a bad injury, a hip injury that sees him out for 3 to 5 months, so Chaufan is going to have to be the starting goalkeeper for the majority of the first half of the season. I'm going to try and get this guy in as a substitute keeper from the team that just beat us 1-0 to just sit on the bench. He's a German keeper who isn't very good, but he's fine to sit on the bench if he does come in. Once everyone's fit, I think the team's fairly good, but I don't think they're much better than the team that finished the season last year. Maybe slightly better in defence, but up in midfield aren't too much better. That goes a bit of an improvement on Klubs, I think, but I think we need a big star striker to really push on and do something this season. I think Miklajevski's wormed his way back into the starting lineup for a 2nd year running after I've tried to replace him because I couldn't find anybody suitable. We've changed formation slightly. Again, we're playing a wing back now, a ball and wing midfielder on defend, deep line playmaker in the form of Malasic, and another Mazzala on attack in the form of Broom. So we're going to have be overlapping here and overlapping here while Adua goes inside. And we're going to keep the right-sided full-back as a more defensive option. I think it's quite a good spread between defensive, supportive and attacking roles throughout the team. And the analysis pitch spread looks quite good as well. We haven't changed any of the other instructions from the end of last season. I'll give you a quick show of them. But this is the lineup for the game against Estrela in the Europa League Conference League 3rd qualifying round. We've got Chaufan, Petras, Miklajevski, Ibrahim and Karabatic as the backline. Lesniak Halabrin comes in for a not very fit Malasic beside Broom in the midfield. Adua, Datko and Sifnios up front. Sifnios has 4 goals in his 6 appearances in League and Cup so far this season. This is going to be a very big ask. Datko looking complacent, as is Chaufan, which doesn't bode well. But this is a big game. And I don't think we're going to be up to it, honestly. But don't tell the boys I said that. They're playing in a green and red striped kit, which I think's looking pretty sharp, honestly. Here's the boys out in Puchov against Estrella. They line up in front of the Conference League logo, and we can get kicked off. And now Estrella are on the attack. They play it down the right. Inside, they're passing it around us very freely. They've had about 300 passes leading up to this point, and it's deflected off, I think, Petras, and they've scored. Down the right they are now. No, they're going centrally and then down the right, and they've taken on the left wing back on attack, Petras. Might be a bit ambitious playing him on attack today, but needs must. We need to find a goal from somewhere. It might as well be from him if we are going to get anything from it. And they go 2-0 up with the player who's on £48,000 a week. It's like a kids game versus the senior team here. They're just passing it around us freely. I'm cutting out a few of these highlights, but they're just absolutely decimating us, and the ball just phases through Chauvin as they make it 3-0. Our little Slovakian underdogs don't have a chance against these European teams. It's really telling as Karabac tries to little pass back to Chauvin, and they're in the penalty area, and they make it 4 before the 40th minute. Depressing. They have Miguel Almiron off of the Premier League, a 34-year-old Paraguayan Almiron. He's coming from Celtic after a few years in the Scottish Premier League, but that's the sort of player they have. 4-0 at half time then. The possession isn't looking too bad. It's just when they get on the ball, they just carve through us like a hot knife through butter. That was terrible. They get the ball up to their striker, but Miklajewski manages to intercept. Let's see how long it takes us for us to lose the ball this time. Broom in the midfield, out to Petras. Petras down the left. The Slovakian left-back on loan from Norwich whips it into Sifnios, and Sifnios actually scores. Oh, we are massive. Only 4-1 now. Can we get another one? Karabac into the midfield, finding Broom. Petras again, the assist provider for Sifnios' goal, again on the left, and trying to find Sifnios again. He finds him again, but their defender Ortiz gets in front of Sifnios' shot, and it goes out for a corner. A lot of tired legs on the pitch and not a lot of players playing very well, so I'm going to make a lot of substitutions, or I'd love to, but we don't have very good players available to us today. I want to keep Petras on the assist provider. Steb is going to come on, and he's going to go to centre back, and Ibrahim's going to move into midfield. Ibrahim's going to be a half back. Varnish is going to be the ball winner. I'd like to bring Adua and Datko off, but we don't really have any good wingers on the bench, so they're going to have to stay on, just the 2 substitutions. We won the second half. You'll never sing that. We end 4-1, but we win the second half, so at least that's something. Estrella deserved winners in the end, but we gave them a good game, considering how little we are in comparison to their reputation. An underdog story ends in a predictable loss, but we go to the second leg with a 3-goal deficit, and hopefully we can overturn this 3-goal deficit. Don't count on it though. My director of football is proper annoying. He keeps suggesting me players that don't want to come to us. Every player that we discuss terms with says that our financial muscle isn't able to meet their contract demands. Apparently we don't have a director of football. I thought if we did, maybe we need to put a job advert out for them. Oh no, yeah, we do have one coming in, hopefully. Sismar, so maybe when he comes in, we'll get a bit better quality of suggestions. No, he just suggests the same players. Oh well. I would go back to the player search screen, but we've run out of money for our scouting range, and we've run out of money in the wage budget, so I just have to hope a player falls into my lap. In the game between European games, we've managed to absolutely do over Podbrezova, who dominated us all match. Jan Mazaros popped up with this in the 86th minute to win the game for us to take all 3 points, which was probably undeserved, but I'll take it. Here's the pre-game odds of the clash between Estrella and us. They've got a 55% win probability. We have 27% and 18% draw. Our performance wasn't too bad, but I don't think we're going to be winning this one. But we can dream. Believe, boys, believe. Here's the starting lineup for the second game against Estrella then. We've got Chauvin in goal. Backline remains the same. Ferinic and Mazaros coming in midfield because Broom and Lesniak aren't very fit. Adua, Dako and Sifnios remain the front 3. Here we are in Portugal then. They're sticking with their red and green striped kits that I'm quite the fan of. And we'll be playing in our third kit, our all black strip. And the graphics actually correct for this one, which is nice for once. Palm trees in the background for this game in Portugal. And here's the boys for what might be the last game in Europe for this season. Shofan looking a bit like Voldemort. They have a free kick about 35 yards out, and Shofan does well to tip it over. On the attack are MSK Puchov in their all-black kits, whipped in from the right by Karabatic, but their keeper comes and punches it by a mile, and they're on the attack again on the counter. They're into the striking positions, on one-on-one with the defender, forced out wide. They get it back into the penalty area, and they go 1-0 up on the night, 5-1 up on aggregate. Half time then, just 1-0. We only have 29% possession though. Oh, what was that? Get your act together. Datko with the corner on the left, whipped in with his right foot. Can he find Miklajewski? No. It goes outside to Ferinic. Ferinic on the right side of the penalty area turns and finds Karabatic outside of the penalty area. And it goes all the way over to the other side of the pitch with Petras, the left back, playing it up to Adua, whipped in by Adua, and Datko scores 1-1. We get our second goal against the big Portuguese team, and if nothing else, at least we've scored 2 goals against them. We're in again with Datko. Datko in the penalty area, shoots, and he gets another one. We've scored 3 against them. Only 2 more. Do we dare to dream? Probably not, but we're leading against them, which is really, really nice. We've come out flying in this second half. They have a corner on the right, whipped in with their right-footed player, and a free header is seen just wide of the post. Got away with that one. They have another free kick, and they've proven they can be dangerous from these already. Segovia over the ball, plays it short. Oh, and Shofan sees that wide of the post again. I thought he saved it, but I don't think he did. The resulting goal kick is placed down by Shofan, and he's going to lump it upfield here and try to find the head of Sifnios. Sifnios can't win the ball though, yet again, and it's played up to their strikers, and they're in, and it just goes over. Shofan did make that one, and they're building it up from the back. And here we go. Watch them just pass it around 70 million times. Oh wait, no, Lesniak wins the ball and plays it up to Adua. Adua on the left side of the pitch, plays it to Broom. Broom passes it out to Petras. Finds Datko, and Datko scores. 5-4 on aggregate. What a ball in from Petras. He looks something special, the little player on loan from Norwich. This would be the greatest comeback since Lazarus. Right, there's 15 minutes left, and I'm going to do some tactical tweaking. I'm going to hit early crosses because the crosses so far have been exceptional. We're going to just distribute quickly, and we're going to push up and press more and go attacking for good measure. I don't really see any good changes on the bench that we can make. Maybe Dekos for Adua, but he's not match fit and on half a heart, so I'm going to leave Adua on for now. Karabatic with a throw to Lesniak, and he loses it straight away. And are they going to get one back? I thought that was offside, but Bernardo for them puts it in the back of the net. In that short-lived dream that we had has diminished very quickly. We need 2 goals in stoppage time here, and we're trying to get one of those goals down the right, but it's cut out by Estrella's defence. Estrella now passing it around at the back. 6-4 up on aggregate. 3-2 down on the night. They play it out wide to their right winger. I'd really like to at least win the game on the night. That would be really nice. But if they get a goal here, that won't happen, I don't think. They are playing it around again to the right winger, Segovia, who's been very much in a lot of these games, a lot of these chances, and we're very lucky again that a free header in the box is missed. And we've won a game in the Conference League against a very good Portuguese team. I think we've done ourselves very proud there. We lost on aggregate 6-4, but on the night, Datko was absolutely sensational with his hat-trick, player of the match. They had a lot more possession, they had a lot more shots, a lot more XG, and the match momentum looked very much in their favour, apart from at the start of the second half. But overall, I'm very pleased with that. I think that's the best we could have realistically asked for. We've received just over £500,000 for our appearance in the Conference League and win against Estrella, or losing against Estrella, or participating, I don't know. We got money anyway. So we're up to £900,000 in the bank. That is by far the healthiest I've ever seen it. I think that's the only time I've seen it in positive balance, actually. So that has done absolute wonders for the club. The European campaign might not have been the most successful. We won one round against an Estonian team before playing a much, much better team than us on paper. Estrella had a 3.5-star reputation, where we're sitting on a lowly 2.5-star reputation, which has increased actually. Last time I checked, that was 2 stars. I've got a few striking options in on trial, but I'm not really sure how good they are yet. Zori, Hungarian striker, Lizeth, a Norwegian striker, and a Croatian striker called Niko Grajla. I'm going to see which one of them's the best. His physicals look pretty good. I think I'm going to come back for the Slovan Bratislava game, and hopefully we've picked up our league position. We'll be back for that one and then something else as well. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Leave a like on the video, watch another video on screen, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.